Okay, we're getting started now because I need to talk about SM64. Unfortunately, you've hit one of my special interests. Now we're going to look at SM64 before we do any Godot game dev. So for signs, it's a little bit different. Let me open up Ubuntu really quickly. I can show you. Let me find a project. So for signs, there's like a dialogues.h in here. These are all of the dialogues. Whenever you said behaviors, I thought you meant behavior. Is it object? Behavior actions, maybe? Might be it. No. There's a params, I want to say. Like, if I do God, what is it? These? Like, all of these are defined somewhere, I think. Yeah, so this file, object fields, is what I'm assuming you mean. So these are all of the different params for the different objects. So for example, like a Goomba has these params. Is that what you mean? Yeah, that is... I'll send a link in chat. That is... Where is this under? Include? And then object fields. So that thing. That's probably what you want. And you can define your own, but... Yeah, and bold of you to say I don't do SM64 stuff anymore. I do. I just don't do it on YouTube. Anyways. Hello, everybody. Welcome here for the... Let me drag these in here. No, you're good. So today what I wanted to do was I kind of wanted to tackle some UI stuff because the game looks like this right now, which isn't like, it's fine. But if I go up to this item and I try to pick it up, by the way, I still love this. If I try to pick it up, I press G, it picks up one of them and it doesn't pick up the other. And I would rather choose which one it picks up. So I want to do UI. I also want to be able to decide what I want to do to something. So let's say that there's like an ally or there's just like a neutral dude walking around. I want to be able to choose whether we like talk to him or if we hit him or like what we do. And so I want to add some sort of context menu that we can change based on that. So the first thing I want to show is kind of the inspiration for some of these menus. Which are the Caves of Qud menus, because these are, to me, these are gorgeous menus. I love them. They give you all the information and keybinds and other things. So we're probably going to try to recreate something like this today. But probably not going to be particularly successful. We'll see. So let's start with... Which UI do I want to make first? I think I want to do... I guess there's this. I didn't add another thing, but like... I want to add an interaction UI. So I'll add a to-do list for that. So we're probably going to be able to pick a direction and then pick an action based on what's there. Don't say icky lytic. Okay, so let's say, where do we start? So I guess we start with a menu, probably some sort of UI. So I'll make a canvas layer, which will be called, let's just say UI. Drop a control on it. And this is like the worst part of Godot that we're gonna work on. So there might not be a super high amount of code today, but we will see. Because I'm kind of just trying to work my way through UI. So let me hide everything that doesn't belong. Make this full screen. how would I approach this? Actually, I'm gonna steal it from other projects. I also hate UI and Godot, but that's because don't say freaklytic. Dude, the dichotomy of a chat, my YouTube chat, is like helpful. You know, we're having a conversation. My Twitch chat, bitlytic more like icky-lytic, bitlytic more like freaklytic. I did actually. I was playing around with something. We'll see what that looks like on screen. I was playing around with some sort of UI thing so that we can see chats on stream, but it's not done. I was just playing with that to see if I could get it to work. It's like if I sent a test message on YouTube and then a test message on Twitch. So this one's the YouTube one and this one's the Twitch one. And we'll see. See where that goes, but that's not ready right now. Don't say freak message. That showed up for like a frame before I took it away. Okay, so back to stealing from projects. So I actually know of a project that has a similar setup to what I want. Let's open that up and take a look at how we do UI in this game. No, Twitch chat cannot be sane for 5 seconds. See, he comes over to... Dude, this motherfucker comes over to YouTube chat and just apologizes. But on Twitch, he's gonna say some wild shit. I'm sure of it. Okay, so what does the UI look like on this? So we have pause menu and options. So this options menu is laid out in a similar way to the way I would want to lay it out in how do I time out a user for 4 seconds? Time out. Done. Untime out. You're done. You're back out of the corner. Wait, it deleted your fucking messages? I didn't know it did that. Oops. So this is gonna have a panel. What I'm thinking is instead of having like an option name over here in this, it's just kind of like an item you can click on or move to using your keys. So for that, we would do... What do we have? So we have a control in the center. We have a panel of size and then a VBox container. So we're going to steal that and we're just going to use that over here. So custom... Oh, wait, actually, JW, you asked about redirects. Let me show you how redirects work. Let me make sure that it doesn't dox anything, though, first, before I do that. Okay, yeah. So here is the YouTube live stream panel. So I can go to edit, and then under customization, there's this redirect thing. And you can edit it, and you can look for, like, people you're subscribed to who are streaming. You do love doxing yourself. Apparently I do too, but that's Google Docs for you. So I can choose which channel. Like if I wanted to go to Pirate Software, I can do that. I was just going to send you guys over to Foxen whenever I'm done if he's still doing game dev. Otherwise, you're going to Quellis. But it'll show you people you're subscribed to, or you can also just search for like Godot. You can find people who are streaming. Dude, it's me. I can redirect myself. That's kind of cool. Let's not do that, though. So you're probably going over to him whenever I'm done. But that'll be around 8. So. And allegedly, that just automatically does it. Yo, how's this going, Redstone? I don't know why I had so much trouble saying Redstone. Like, I haven't played Minecraft for, like, 12 years. Okay. I want to get some progress done on this. So we have a panel. What are the anchors? So we have a panel who has the layout of Thinner anchors transform a size and then an offset. Okay, that's fine. I can do that. Does anyone know what size the screen is? 640 by 360. That's not great. But that'll be fine. So let's do 640 divided by 2, 360 divided by 2. If you didn't know, you can do math inside of the Godot editor. What do you mean you made some fancy block today? Like, are you like modding Minecraft or something? Or you mean like in real life you like shaved a cinder block until it looked cool? Maybe this deserves to be a little taller. Something even like 280. And then inside of this, so we'll have a VBox container. And this VBox container will grow to hit the entire thing. I want to say this has margins. It doesn't. Check la disord. We are checking la disord. The fuck is this? This gives me like what game is it? There's a game where you like siege castles with like shit that you build. Is it called? I want to say it's called like Besiege. No, not Banjo-Kazooie. The Siege game? Is it that? It is that. It's giving me vibes of this game. That looks sick, though. That looks really sick. What's the plan with this? Like, is it... Because it also feels kind of Lego-y. Are you, like, doing things to build shit, or are you just, like, playing around with Godot? Anchors preset. Here we go. So this is what I like about Godot UI. And this is one of those, like, esoteric things that you never learn, is anchors and, like, offsets and shit are really nice for making margins, but it is such an unintuitive process when you don't know how it works. Also, that's... Sorry, this is supposed to be -8. There we go. So let's see... Label. We'll make a label, and I will call this action. Put it in the center. I'll drop an H box, or no, not H box, H separator. Yeah. God knows I'm just 16 and need stuff to do. I don't like how many young people there are. Like JW didn't know what the fuck Yu-Gi-Oh, like how to play Yu-Gi-Oh or anything like that. He doesn't know how to play Magic. What the hell? So what do I want to do for this? So I want to have a list of actions. I guess this would be a good time to read up on the command pattern really quickly. I want to say these guys do things about the command pattern. Also, what is up with the chat delay? It feels like it's really delayed today. And I don't know why. Let me open up my YouTube stream on like actual YouTube. And then find out why the hell. What's the timer on this? Oh, today's delay is like insane. Yeah, today's delay is... I don't know. It feels longer than normal. Usually it was like 10 seconds, but... Also, there's nothing wrong with being young, but there's just a lot of young people. So what does this do again? Okay, we just bind functions to this, but instead we have a command so that we can bind the commands to the buttons. This works a little bit differently in C++, which is where they're writing it. But we could also just have like a command class and then pass that in. It is also really impressive that you guys are doing things in game dev at a young age. Because I didn't do very much game dev until college. Yeah, so for this, yeah, it passes in the unit that you can do. Okay, that's fine. So this would probably be a good place for the command pattern, where we kind of have just like an overall button or action class. And then we pass that back out, I want to say, maybe. General disdain for these cubes in particular. Yeah. Okay, so button. What would the button look like? So it would look like a label, unfortunately, or fortunately. Like, let's say we have a label that's like drop. I guess maybe we would do like that should be its own thing outside of the H separator. This should be centered. Isn't there a built-in button? So I'm not trying to do, since a lot of this game is, I probably will end up using a button, but since a lot of this game is, oh god, I hit everything. Let's hide that. So this game isn't moved like mouse and keyboard. So it would be a little weird to like move to something and then open up a menu and then click on it. So it'll probably end up being a button, but I also want it to be navigatable just through like keyboard and mouse, or keyboard no mouse. We shall see. I guess I can just hide that. I'm just trying to think of how the layout would look, because I'm kind of trying to replicate this. Which maybe it would just be a button. Could it just be a button? Let me try that. Let's explore. So if I did a button and made the label a child of it, made the button size at least we'll say like 16 pixels. We'll put the layout here. God, Godot UI is so unfortunate sometimes. So what does this do? In the case that there's only, so it's like there's a dedicated like text over here, and then the box fills to grow like everything, I guess. So I guess everything is kind of left aligned in a weird way, which feels really weird, but so be it. I also don't need to fully recreate this. Let's see, how can I do this? Like that, and then oh, the button needs an HBox container as part of it. I think is what we want. And then we will lay out anchors full rect. Put these two inside of this. Reorder it. Dude, the UI nodes are like, they're so insane to use until you figure it out and you're like, oh my god, this is like the best thing ever. Like, there we go. That works. That's like exactly what I want. plus or minus a couple of things. Like, for example, if I were to duplicate this and... Sorry, if I were to duplicate this and make this be, like, talk. Now the carrot is, like, off to the right a little bit. And what would that even look like here? We have buttons. Cool. So here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to take your suggestion to make it either mouse or no mouse. And I'm going to make it so that the carrot shows up whenever you hover over it. Or whenever it's focused. So let's do... Let me move this to a new scene. Called... I guess it would probably be like a better to have a UI. And then just call this action button. So then for this, we'll make a script, which will just be action button. Drag both of those in because this is going to be like a pretty static setup, I would say. So on ready, we want to say selection carrot dot hide. Focus entered dot connect on focus entered. And then same thing here, but with exited. Or I guess I can actually also okay, so hover is different than focus, actually. That's a problem. But if I click on it, it does show up. And then if I tab, it goes away. Okay, that's fine. So I guess we'll do on focus entered, on hovered, maybe? Actually, we're going to find out how Caves of Qud does this, because I'm pretty sure it has... Hold up, I'm changing this to the BRB screen, because I just opened Steam, and I don't want to dox myself. Because who knows where Steam is going to open up. Okay, we're good. Except Baldur's Gate 3 is updating now. Dog, don't do that. Let's take a look at Caves of Qud and what it does. So if I open up the interaction menu, where am I? So if I click on this guy, okay, so it does do that. So it is kind of like responsive. I think I will copy that probably. Does that like at least makes sense? Isn't there a... Oh no, it's a mouse entered. I guess I can probably get away with making this like a... Do something like this. Or no, isn't there a function called like focus? Or it's called grab focus? Yeah. I guess I don't really need to do mouse exited then. Yeah, there we go. And then out here... In the main scene, instead of having this button, we will duplicate that. We'll have multiple buttons. And now we need other things. So first, let's do export var action name. Then we can say action label dot text equals action name. Cool. Okay, so that works about how I want it to currently. Minus the ability to go to the next options. But Godot actually does have something nice for this, which is... Let me reparent these really quickly. I think these should be control nodes themselves and not buttons. Is there not a... Wasn't there a reparent to new node button? I guess not. I guess I can just make a new control then. Do that. Is there not a minimum size for UI elements? Or is it only specific ones? Huh, I guess there's no minimum size. Then what does button extend from? It's just base button. No, there's definitely a minimum size, but I just don't know where it is. Position, transform. Oh, I'm blind. It's right there. I guess this would be center step, maybe? I don't even know. We'll just say it's top left for now. And then we'll do... Well, that's wrong. Maybe it is fine for these to be buttons then. Never mind, I take it back. Yeah, you're fine to be buttons. Who cares? But now it's time to do this, which is... Export var. We'll just do an action for now. I don't know what the end goal will be for this, but... Does that not work? Entity action is not a resource. No, I can export an enum. There we go. That's probably fine. Is that fine? I think that's fine. I don't need to make it perfect. So I can do export enum. Action type. Yes, no? This is an action type. What do you mean? What's wrong with that? I guess that just doesn't work, which is fine, I guess, because I can't just pass that in, right? I actually have to pass in the names. That's annoying. But I guess fine enough, as long as these aren't strings. I don't know, that's a little annoying that I can't just use the class, even though the only thing in here is an enum, but whatever. Am I doing this wrong? Hold on. What the hell am I doing wrong? Export enum requires a type of int, array of int, packed by array, string, array string, packed array string. The action type was given instead. This needs to be an int. Okay, sure. Sure, dude. Maybe it's worth making just an action type then. Fuck it. Export. Var action. Entity action. Yeah, good enough. And then I can do for an attack, love a new attack action. And then for these, so attack, talk, which there probably won't be talking, but we'll see. I guess it would make more sense to do like a drop item or something like that. But I'm also gonna have to do this here anyways. Damn, this is annoying. I won't lie, but whatever. Then I need a drop. I need a drop thing here. Okay, close enough. Now let's do... I guess we'll do the first auto load that we've done, because I don't think there's one in this project, is there? No. Okay. So I'll call this Action Manager, because what this is going to do is it's going to pop the dialogue, and then whenever we select the dialogue option, it will pass that information back to the player. I wonder if I can use a wait for that. We'll see. cool. That is not where I want that, but I think that's fine. So now what we'll do is we'll pop the dialogue. And then we will listen to all the buttons in here. And if any of them are pressed, then that counts as picking the action. Let's do this. I think for now, I'll just do an array of buttons, but I think later I'm going to come back and I'm going to make these like a more dynamic option. And then we're just going to emit this all the way back up. We're just going to bubble this back up to the entity manager. Okay, and then back up here. Sorry, not back up here. Back up here. Okay, all of that to do this. So when the player presses, I'll make it space for now. And then I also need to globally load this. So this will be source, auto load, action manager, the scene. Then we will do a new input, and I will do pick action menu, make this space. And I think for now, I'll just do an early return here for testing. So I actually don't know if this is how this works, but we're gonna find out. Does this work? No. Invalid access to property or key action selected on button action button. That didn't have the signal. And then we can do, is there a pressed? Yeah, there's pressed. Okay, there's 2 of them because I left one in the main scene. You also need to be part of canvas layer here. Okay, and if I press this, this should do something. No, because I didn't. This needs to be hidden at first. Maybe this will hide it? No, it doesn't. So something's wrong. I'm not listening to it somewhere. Oh, because I'm emitting. I'm meant to be connecting here. There we go. Okay, so that closes. So if I hit space, this waits. Okay, I think that did what I wanted to. So let's get rid of these prints. So back in the player, I can do print, waiting to pick action, and then I can do picked action and the action. So now if I hit space, we're waiting to pick the action, so everything in the player script is waiting. I hit this, and then I pick the action. Cool. So await wakes the word. What the fuck did I just say? Await works the way I thought it would. So now, instead of this, wait, can I just wait here until this? So let's say we have the player. Hold on. So hide this. So the player can walk around. If I hit space, the player can still walk around, which is not great. So it does not work the way I thought it would. I guess I can do like picking action, or I can pause it. Although I don't think I want to pause it. I think pausing would cause more problems. I think I'll just do picking action. Equals true. After it's over, I turn that off. If picking action up here. Then skip the physics process. Now I can move around. I hit space. I can't move around. And then I pick an action. Now I can move around again. So I think I'll actually tie that into here. So if action manager dot picking action. Okay, can't move. Pick an action, and then we can keep going. So now we actually have to make those do something. So how do we do that? Because let's say I'm standing here and I press space and I have the ability to choose between like all of these different cells. So this cell, this one, you know, all 9 cells. If I choose this one up here, then I need to know that I can pick up the item that's there. If I choose this one, I know the only option is I can move there. So I think, let's see, let's do this. So let's do some way of passing this information in. So maybe we have a cell here. We can pass in the grid cell. And we can kind of defer that to the menu to be able to tell whether what can be shown. What did I call it? Display actions. So if we can move to that cell, we want to add move, which would be action type dot move. Does that work? Something's wrong here. Built-in type cannot be used as a name on its own. What? Oh, because this is an array. Sorry, I'm assigning the value array. So if we can move there, then we add the movement action type. If the has any, oh, what did I call it? It's called like item predicate somewhere. Oh, that shit is just on the player. Let's make that a class now. Which will be... call it like predicates, I guess. So are there any actions that we always want to be able to perform? So I guess like drop item is always one we want to be able to perform. Other than that, not really. So for this, we'll make an action button. And we'll loop over all the actions. For actions. How do I want to do this? So I want to be able to replace these while keeping the label and H separator there. I guess we can loop through the, we'll just call this like button container. Drag this in. And then when we display this, or populate options, or I guess when we do populate options, I will loop over all of the children of the button container. You free all of them if they are one of our buttons. Then we'll create the buttons and add them as a child of the button container. I want to say Okay, there's actually a couple other things that I have to do. So why do we have an error here? Because this is the predicates now. Predicates dot is item entity. And this also needs to get the cell from the direction. So for now, we will just do the cell above us, which will be grid position plus vector 2i 0 minus 1, and pass that in. So if I press space, we should have actions of move and pick up. We have move, but nothing else. Why nothing else? Well, let's find out. Well, this doesn't. This is not working the way I wanted it to. Because... oh, because I didn't do on button dot action selected dot connect on action selected. So the cell has 2 entities on it. These are both items. So I would imagine... oh, you know what? I know what happened. Never mind. I don't even have to walk through that. I forgot to add a case for the button. There we go. Okay, so now we have the options between move and pick up. So now what we need to do is we need to tell the game to make that action. So for example, in the player, when we get the action, we can do grid world dot player input self and the action. So I want to say now, if I press space and then click pick up, this should pick up one of these items. It did. And then if I press space and pick up again, it should pick up the next item. It didn't. Oh, it didn't pick up the item at all. Oh, you know what? I know why. Because I didn't pass in the cell that we're picking it up from. That's why. So... where is this? Okay, so how do we want to do this? We can do... Do I want to assign this inside of the player script, or do I want to assign this inside of the action manager? Because we're targeting the cell. I guess kind of actually, now that I think about it, the action doesn't need a direction anymore. The action needs a position. So I guess instead of using direction now, we can have this use a position. Because I think that would make it easier for stuff like ranged attacks. Let me rewrite this really quickly. I say really quickly, it's not going to be really quickly. Where's this? Dot direction. Move entity. And that will just be an action instead of the direction. Okay, is that all the refactoring I need? I think that might just works. Now, can I still walk around? I can, and that works. So now, instead of passing in a direction for the action, we can pass in... Okay, so why did I change that? Because I wanted to pass in a position here. But I guess... See, so this guy doesn't know about his position. No, I'm not muted. Sorry, I'm just focused on this right now. How's it going though? I'm in the middle of maybe doing some really stupid code. Maybe some really stupid code. So I want to save this off so that target position is equal to target position. So that whenever after the action is picked, before we send it off, we can set the position to target position. And now this should work. So if I hit space, I only have an option to move, and I move. So I can keep moving up. So I'm always testing the position above me. So if I hit pick up, it should pick up the, I guess it's picking up the axe. There's nothing else there right now. If I press space and pick up again, it picked up the spear, and there's nothing else there. And so now I can only move. Cool. So let's... actually going to commit that one, because that was a very annoying set of menu setups that took me like an hour to do. And I really didn't like that, but... So stream, roguelike... So I'll do a git add dot, git commit, So that is the basic action menu. And then now what I needed to do is I need to give some way of like choosing which direction you go. So instead of, whenever I hit space, instead of saying we're checking specifically above us, there should instead be some sort of question of, okay, what square are we looking at? Which probably means another manager or another menu. Which is fine, I guess. Is it fine? What do I want to do with this? This could just be inside of the player for now. Or maybe like if you're holding shift and you press a direction. I'm not sure. I think for now I'll just do... God, this script is getting really ugly. But that's okay. I think at some point, maybe on Thursday, we'll go through and we'll refactor some of the code. So let's see. Var picking direction. We'll just do this for now. So if we open up the pick action menu, we'll say picking direction is true. Then if picking direction and say, well, if picking direction, how am I getting input direction? This. So this. So this will return what direction we went. We can also do direction to vector 2. If we aren't, there's no input direction, return. Otherwise, we can start doing this stuff now. Okay, so I think that works. So whenever I hit space, I can hit left. And then if I hit pick up, it picks the axe to the... Oh my god, that actually just worked out. Okay, can I do diagonals? So if I hit space and then number pad 7. Oh my god. The diagonals work. That's kind of sick, actually. That already feels really cool. Why are... Uh-oh. That's not... You're not supposed to be out there, buddy. How did bro get out there? Ooh. Do all of them mess up? All of them mess up. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I'm assuming that's a pathfinding issue or something similar. Move toward position. Is it this? So if I say pause, do we know what position we're heading towards? Okay, so we know what position we're heading towards. Target direction is from path to grid position. We want to move. This is a target direction, so we want to say grid position plus target direction. There we go. And now these guys should move again. Cool. Okay, that is actually really good. So now we have pick a direction action based on what's there. Interaction UI. Pretty good. So now let's do, I guess, some fun things, because I don't feel like making another UI right now. I feel like working with the UI I just made to make something fun. So let's do that. So back here, I'm going to make a new, let's see. Let's make a new node 2D. I'm going to call this a door. So we're going to make a door that you can interact with and you can walk into. So let's do save branches scene under source entity. We'll just put it in here. That's fine. I think at some point I want to make these their own. Like, I just want to make one big scene for all of these. Maybe, potentially. So for this, we'll go ahead and make this an Atlas texture. Load in this. Do we have a door sprite? I'm sure that we do. We do. We can just use, we'll use this door sprite and this door sprite. Okay, so this entity will be a door entity. So say class name door entity extends node or extends entity. We'll also export the open texture and the close texture. As well as a locked variable and a closed variable. I guess we'll do open. Okay, and then what functions can I work with? So we should have blocks movement or is passable. So for is passable, we can return whether it's open or not. And then we can also do, let's see, so this takes care of it. By default, it does nothing. It's a door. It, I guess, could take damage, but we'll handle that when we get there, maybe, potentially. So I guess for now, that's that. And then for actually interacting with the door, we can say what do we have for the item entity? You just have this. I would rather delegate this to the door, though. I think the door should be in charge of being opened or closed. So we'll do func. What do I want to call this? I'll have a try move and a try open. We'll just have like a, I don't even know. I don't know what I would call that. We'll do try move and try open for now. Or no, we'll just do try open for now. Toggle. Toggle open. There we go. And then we'll do open equals not open. Then I need a new action. So we'll do action enum open. And in the action manager, or in the predicates, we will do static func is item is door entity. Okay, so that should create a new button. So like, for example, I were to add a door to the tile set. And then place a door right there. And I walk up to it if I press space and up. Okay, there's no open action. Why? Because I'm not testing for it. I forgot to test for it. And you know what, now that I'm thinking about it, I think the door should actually count as a... No, it shouldn't count as a character. Never mind. Ignore that. So if I press space and up, now we have the open action. I can click on it. It does nothing. So I can go to the grid cell, grid world. And for now, we will do func underscore open entity. I think for now we'll do it like that. Okay. And then I can walk through it. Well, that didn't work. Okay, so this actually doesn't block the player's movement, which is a problem. Back from dinner, what did you miss? We're working on menus still, but now. So, for example, whenever I'm standing here, if I press space and then a direction, so if I press up, I have a context menu that tells me what I can do. So if I hit move, I move to it. Or if I press pick up, it picks up one of the items. If I press space and pick up, it picks up the other one. If I press space and then right, we have the move and the open option. And the open option currently does not work. And I'm trying to figure out why. And I want to say it's probably... Okay, no, it is that. That is an issue. Oh, because I'm not calling a damn function. And I also think I want to refactor these because I really don't like calling these functions directly. I think these should be their own classes so I can just defer to them. Okay, so the door's open. We can walk through it. Ideally, this would stop me from walking into it, but it doesn't. And the reason for that is... I don't know. It should be false. But it's not. Oh, because I'm not using this fucking function. Blocks movement. How are we blocking movement? Entity.blocks movement, which is a function. Well, I don't know why I'm not using... Or it's a variable. I don't know why I'm not just using this function here. That would make my life so much easier. Oh no. Oh no, there's errors. Why are there errors? Oh, is simple. No, blocks movement. Oh, oops. I have it backwards in the door. There we go. So the door should be, if it's not open, it should not be passable. So now if I try walking up, I can't walk through the door until I hit space up and then open it. And then I can walk through the door just fine. So we're going to play a little game that I don't know if it's going to go well, which is, I guess we should also, actually, before I do that, I should make a punk is see-through? See-through, one word. It's hyphenated. That's close enough to 2 words for me. I'm gonna say it's 2 words. Is see-through. I guess can see through would probably be better, but... So by default, this will deal with blocks vision. And then here, if character and character dot is can't see through. Too few arguments. Yeah, because I need to... Because I want these to accept an argument eventually. But for now, they don't. And then blocks vision. Return blocks vision. Blocks vision if E dot blocks vision. If E... Not E can see through. Oh. Okay, I think that works. Yeah, okay, so for the door will also have Alright, hold on, someone asked something in my Discord server that I know the answer to. Let me grab the... There we go. So now, instead of just doing the function and see through, we will use it not being open. So in this case, if the door's open, we can see through it. Or no, if it's open. The function doesn't match because it needs an entity, which it doesn't use right now. Okay. So all's well that seems well. Let me turn on debugging on the enemies, and then we'll see whether or not they can follow the player. So let's do this, get rid of these guys, get rid of the items. And then we can make a bunch of walls. Like so. So if I walk out here and I open the door, I walk out, I get this guy to follow me, I walk back in and close the door. What do we think the game does? Because I hope he just stands there forever. Ooh. So he still can see me, which is a problem because he shouldn't be able to. Which means there's an issue with can see through. Because this is supposed to be not blocks vision. Now they should be able to see me. Until I open the door. I don't like that he moved instantly. But I think that's fine. There we go. So there's no vision. Let's have a little bit of fun with this for a second. So if I were to plop a door down here, 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 and here. Ooh. Hey, buddy. You should not be following me anymore. Why did he go back to the door? If I go open this one, does he... He does. Well, that's a problem. Because you're not supposed to be doing that. So let's see. So... Update the pathfinding. See if they can see. If they can't see... And then they could see. I don't understand why. I still have this set up. Let me get this guy to walk back over here. If I open this up, so he moves. If I were to put a breakpoint here, because he can't see. I guess I could see this. So he couldn't see the player. His position is not the same as the last seen position. But it is. Wait, no, it is. So he does nothing. Oh god, why is he doing this? You should not be doing what you're doing, sir. Oh, because I was looking at the wrong fucking enemy. Yeah, that guy was working fine. Okay. What about you? For position... Ah, okay. I see. I see. So... The problem is... Okay, I understand the problem. So... When I go to open the door... He can see me. I'm gonna go ahead and close the door. So he's gonna walk to the door. So the last time that he saw the player, let me make this a different color, was player was right here. So whenever I go over to this door and I open it, he starts walking around because his code is telling him that the last position that he saw the player was right here. And he needs to get to this spot. And so he knows that this door is open now. And so he's going to trot his way around all the way to get in here, right here, and then walk all the way over to where the player was. So I need to tell him somehow that he can't make it there. That there's no way for him to get there. So let's do... Move toward pause. Return this. I'm kind of curious what this does. So var equals move toward pause. Last seen position. Last seen posture. Action. And I want to print out what this action is, because I'm curious now. So open the door, close the door. He moves close. So his action currently is type 1, which means to wait. So I think in this case, I would say if action dot type equals action type dot wait, last scene position equals current position. I think this will change. I'm also going to drop a to do here. This probably won't matter when we use a state machine. And the reason is because we're kind of always in the try to chase the player state. But at this point, once that happens, it'll kind of just start wandering around because it'll realize it can't reach the player or it can't go to where it wants to. So I think, yeah, once the state machine gets added, that will hopefully fix that. I think even now, if I try to open this because of the hot reload, yeah, he doesn't move anymore. And if I open this, neither of these guys move. I move up. He follows me in. I open this. Well, that was a bizarre movement to just stop going. I'll try to figure that out some other time. The fact that we have doors is cool, so... Oh, hey, BoPixels, I didn't notice you sent a message. I'm glad you think the stream is awesome. It's very slow today. It is very, very, very slow today. Because we're just doing UI stuff-ish. Because all I've done today is whenever I press space, I can pick a direction, and then based on what the tile is there, I can choose an action. So, I didn't even think about that. You can't do any actions against the wall, so you just kind of stare at it. And now we're actually soft blocked because I can't get out of this menu. So I should add like an action. Like cancel, which will be escape. We'll do that. And then so for the player, we shall do this action equals that if action dot type does not equal action type dot none. For that, and then inside of this, what I can do is I can say func physics process if picking action. So if we're in the middle of picking an action and we read the input of cancel, then what we'll do is we will call on action selected, passing in entity action dot new with an action type of none. And I want to say that that will work. So whenever I walk into the wall, if I hit this, if I press escape now, nothing happens. I also want it to be so that if, let's say the door's open, and I walk out here, if I press space, choose this tile, and I press escape, the world doesn't update, but if I press an action, the world does update. So technically you could play this through the menu like this. That would be like terrible. Oh, well, that was unfortunate. So I guess I closed the door while he was standing on that. I'm gonna add a thing here, which is just like a to-do. This can be toggled while entity on it. You think the UI stuff is very cool? The UI stuff is like fucking my least favorite part of like game dev. Because it always feels so messy no matter how much like thought you put into it. Because like even playing this now, this feels like pretty good. I mean, like, for example, if we have, let's say we have a bunch of things on the same tile. I guess I can't really do that, but let's say there's an item on the ground. Whenever I try to pick it up, there's 2 options now. And it feels really cool. It feels clean from like a usability standpoint. I would like to have it so that moving up and down works. But actually, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that. We'll uncheck this really quickly. And we'll use keyboard selection. I want to say keyboard selection almost works. It does work. It's just I need to be able to pick things up. I meant from like a debugging perspective, actually UI design sucks. But having easy access to test things is good. Yeah. I mean yeah. It also makes it easier to test other things, like being able to open and close doors now is really cool, because now I can test that these guys' pathfinding works, which, spoiler alert, it doesn't. Which sucks. And I don't know how I'm going to handle that. But also I might not need to. Because depending on if I go ahead and later decide that I want the player to only be able to see certain things in the world, this would make the enemy go out of sight, and the enemy would start doing fuck all else. And you wouldn't have any idea that he messed up, but... So what was the other thing that I wanted to do? I guess I have a list right here that I could look at, but... Oh yeah, doors work. I wanted to add the sprites to the doors, though. I wanted to make it obvious whether the door was open or closed. So door... Funk ready. Update sprite. And on the door, I will drag in my sprite. So on toggle open, we'll also call update sprite. And then we'll just have this function here called update sprite. And all this will do is it'll say sprite dot texture equals this should be sprite. If open, sprite texture equals open texture. Else. Closed texture. Value of type GDScript native class cannot be assigned to a variable of type texture 2D. I don't know how to tell you that. Oh shit, this is a function, isn't it? No? Oh, I assigned... Okay, found it. I assigned the value to the class and not to the actual thing. So this will be an atlas texture as well. This will be an atlas texture. Quick load. Any 1-bit. Oh shit, sorry. Atlas texture. Quick load on this. Any 1-bit. Edit region. This is the open texture, which we'll use this. And that's the Godot icon, because I clicked on the wrong thing. Ooh, okay. I didn't know you were like that. I know why it's doing that. I know why it's doing that. This just in, I might not know why it's doing that. Fuck it. That still didn't fix it? Really? Does that not do what I want it to? I would imagine that would make it so that... Huh, that is not running the code. I thought that this would run the code because it's a tool script now. I would imagine, at least. Guess not. Okay. Well, then I guess we'll just do a process while we're sitting here. Or what is it? It's called engine.isEditor? Yeah. Just for testing for now, because this is confusing me. We're reloading this. Something's wrong here. Or maybe I'm just missing something obvious, and it might be that. No, okay, something was just wrong here. See, like, these work the way I would think it would. But whenever I start the game, they're offset. Okay, let's find out why. Let's find out what's wrong with that. Because there is something wrong with it. So under main, if I look at remote game wall layer. Oh, I wish these were all named now. There's door. Okay, back to door. So door... There's only one door under here, which feels really weird. Because that most certainly is not the case. Door is also not showing up right there. So something else is wrong with this. Update sprite. Sprite.texture. So is it specifically this code that's causing the issue? No, okay, so there's another problem. And I don't know what it is. Oh! Found it. Fixed it. It's because the super function of entity is what registers it to the world. And because under ready, I was just only calling update sprite, it was not calling the super function, and so it was not being registered to the actual, like, grid. Cool. So I thought it was the sprite. Turns out it wasn't. Turns out it was me. I was the problem. And now, it's opposite day. If open, open texture. Well, that's... doesn't appear to be correct. So... or I guess they're all open by default. Story of all engineers, it wasn't the code, it was me. Dude, it totally was. I was like, fuck, dude, Godot's doing something stupid. No, it was me. I was the doing something stupid part. There we go. So the doors work. Doors work again, and they look like they're open and closed. Cool. So doors are done. I don't want to do levers because I couldn't set the texture of a door correctly. Level transition object. I don't want to do that right now. I think I'm going to do the interaction UI keyboard stuff. So let's do that. So back to UI, because I want to knock out as much UI as I can today, because I hate... Started September 1st. I started this, so September 1st was the day that... So I did a poll in my Discord, asking what people wanted to see. Most people said they wanted to see a game on stream. And so September 1st was the day that we came up with 3 game ideas. And then had people vote on it. So the actual start date was September 3rd. But the plan is to see how much of this I can get done before the end of October. So I guess actually that works out perfectly. October 31st will be the last day of the challenge to see how far I can get this done. How much experience do I have with game dev? It's a very broad question. I would say I've been doing game dev-ish stuff for about 5 or 6 years. In terms of Godot, about 2 to 2.5 years. Oh, hey, Sticky, how's it going? I get random people telling me they've seen my videos before. And I really, it surprises me when people are like, I know you. And I'm like, thanks, you know? I don't know what else to say to that, but it is really cool whenever, like, more people than you expect would recognize you. Especially, like, whenever you talk to, like, a Twitch streamer and you're giving them help and they're like, fuck, I know you. You made the video that I'm referencing. I think... So this guy's gonna fail movement. He's gonna stop there. Does he try to follow me still? No. Okay, cool. So it is now time for the worst part of this, which is gonna be cycling through buttons. Maybe it's gonna be cycling through buttons. Let's do... So what is action dialogue? I wrote this like an hour ago, and I've already forgotten what this is. So action dialogue is the actual holder of the buttons. So... Oh shit, hold up, sorry. Do I have any commercial games or work in industry? Is this more of a long-term hobby? It's more of a long-term hobby. I think, ideally, game dev would become more of like a full-time thing for me. But currently, it does not make enough money, nor do I aim for it to make money. But I think in the interim, like making games with people or having some sort of game would be an end goal that I would love. That's kind of what these streams are a little bit, is I don't really care if people watch. It's more of just like holding myself accountable to make games because I don't do enough game dev work because I want to do more. And so this is like a guaranteed 3 days a week, 3 hours each time at least that I work on games. I found yours when I followed the Brachy's platformer tutorial. I wanted to add more mechanics. On your video talking about finite state machines. That video reaches so far and beyond what I thought it would have. And looking back on that video, it is still kind of meh, but people found use out of it, so that's really what matters. That's probably the one that I get recognized for the most, despite not being my most popular video. Like, whenever I go watch a Twitch stream, it's usually, they're like, wait, I saw your state machine video. Despite the fact that it's like, I think like a 4th as many views as the composition one, something like that. Okay, so what was I doing? So I want to be able to press the down button. How do I want to do this? Do I want to handle this inside of here? Or do I want to delegate it to the buttons themselves? Can I get what's currently focused? Let me see. So action dialogue. Let's say func process if input.is action. Rest. Actually, can I see get focus? Has focus. Okay, so has focus, grab focus, release focus, grab click focus, next valid focus. Is there not a way to get what is currently focused? That would be kind of cool, but I guess not. I didn't copy the code or anything like that. I just had no idea the concept even existed, so I started watching other vids to learn as much as possible. So that's why I watch the streams. I mean, copying code isn't necessarily a bad thing. That's kind of how most people start learning. That's how I started learning too. So I think what I shall do is I will keep track of a variable in here, which will be like current focused index. Then if input is action just pressed, move south, current focused index plus equals 1. Action buttons dot size is what I'm gonna mod by. However, I actually don't think that's currently being set. It's not. So let's do this. We'll do action buttons dot clear. Does clear delete things, or does clear just erase what's in the array? Moves all elements from the array. Cool. Then for each of these buttons, we will say action buttons dot append spawned button. Then we will do action buttons. We'll get the current focused item, and we'll call grab focus. So I think now, ideally what happens... Okay. We can move using the keyboard. Holy shit. That's kind of sick. There's going to be a small problem, I would say, which is... We'll get to that in a second. Okay, so this should work somewhat. So there's going to be a small problem, and that problem is a lot easier to see if I were to, like, duplicate this. Or we'll just do this. We'll do, like, attack, because I think attack is one of the ones I have. We'll do attack, and we'll do open. So obviously, these don't do anything right now. But we have 4 options, so if I hit up and down, we can walk through them. But if I mouse over, so let's say I'm on pickup, and I mouse over open, if I hit down, it should go to move, but it will go to attack. Yes, because whenever we focus the button, it doesn't update the internal variable. So that needs to be updated. And I don't know how I'm going to do that. It might just be something like... let's do this. Let's make a helper function. Func. Change focus. In the direction will be an int. So it will either be 1 if we're going up. Or sorry, 1 if we're going down, -1 if we're going up. So we'll say current focused index plus equals direction. And then if current focused index is less than 0, then it's equal to the action buttons dot size -1. Otherwise, I guess we can also just do current focused index mod equal. Oh, actually, hold on. I'm doing something maybe a little stupid. Can I just mod here anyways? Because I might be able to just use modulo. I don't remember if -1 becomes like 4 or something. Does it loop back around? Oh, it totally does. Okay, never mind. We can just use that. So this should be essentially the same thing. Oh, you don't know about modulo, JW? Do you know what modulo the operator is? This thing? Because this is just this, but reassigning it. So the way modulo works is in a way that's Mojo Jojo in my chat. So modulo, let's say you have the number 5 and you want to mod it by 4. What that means is you want to imagine it like dividing and then taking the remainder. So in this case, it would be 1. Because 5 divided by 4 is 1 with an extra remainder of 1. 4 modulo 4 is 0. 2 modulo 4 is still 2 because you can't divide any, like you can't take any out. Another way you can think of it is like 10 mod 4. You do like 10 minus 4, that's 6. Minus 4, that's 2. You can't go any lower, that's 2. What the fuck did you just post in art? I fuck with this. I like this. This looks good. I like this a lot. Is there a floor division? What do you mean by floor division? Floor division like int division? Because if that's your question, then yes. Like if you're talking about like 5 divided by 4 is 1 and not 1.25, then yes. If you divide by an int, it will do floor division. So 5 divided by 4 is 1. 5 divided by 4.0 is 1.25. I think that's what you were asking about. There's also, I want to say, the floor function. So like that becomes that. So you can also do that if you want something a little bit more clear. But if the second number you're dividing by is a float, then yeah, it'll not be floor division, but if it's an int, it will. So this should be functionally the same as what I was doing before. Oops. Modulo by 0 error. Yes, you're right. We'll fix that in a second. This should be functionally the same. It is. So now what I want to do... So that's what percent does. What about percent equal? So percent equal, or any operator and an equal, is essentially the same as like x plus equals 5 is the same as x equals x plus 5. So instead of doing x equals x mod 4, you just do a percent equal. So it's taking the modulo and assigning it to the variable. Okay, so now what I want to do In pseudocode, you learn it as div and mod. Yeah. Yeah, it's like the same thing. I actually don't know if I've seen pseudocode use words like div and mod. But I think that's because my teachers really liked C++ and wanted to push it on us, which is fair, I guess. So what I want to do is I want to loop through all of the buttons in action buttons. If button dot focused has focus. That's what it is, has focus. So if that's the button that has focus, I guess I need to do for I in action buttons dot size our button equal action buttons dot sub I. So if this button has focus, we'll say the current focused index is equal to I. And then we can break out of that. So that is preventing the bug where if I highlight the second item and then I press, or if I, so we're on move. If I highlight the third item and I press up, this should go to pick up now, which it does. Which I really like, because now the menu actually feels correct. That I can tell it what to do. I'm in UK and we learn OCR pseudocode. OCR pseudocode is something I've never heard of. I'm going to look that up really quickly. OCR pseudocode. Huh. That's really interesting that they use, it's very interesting that they use the actual code instead of like equal or not equal or less than. Because what I've seen in other languages that aren't great is instead of doing x equals 5, they'll do x eq 5 or x in e for not equal. And for less than, it's lt. For less than equal to, it's LE, I believe. I don't like it, but it is just really interesting that instead of using the words for these, they went with the actual signs, and then for these specifically, they did that. Your buttons don't start focus, but it starts at the top when you input. Should start with... Yes, sorry, you're right. That was also something I wanted to take care of, but I lost my own focus. Which is when we display the actions, before we populate, we'll say change focus. And we'll move it in no direction. So this should... Oh... Because it's underscore, because it's private. Except I don't listen to my own code style. So if I hit up, yeah, there we go. So the first one is focused. Then I can move off of this to show that that is still the case. Cool. What does open do if I... Cool. Open does nothing and attack. Can I destroy the item if I keep attacking it? No, I cannot. But I can pick it up. I just want to look at this again. This looks really fucking good. This is giving, this fits aquatic ambience, I feel like. Maybe not, but I do think it looks really cool, JW. We are actually... I wonder if we're going to talk about that today. We might talk about that. We're doing a meet for the server project after the stream is over. We might talk about art direction. I'm not sure, though. Okay, so now that that is done, back onto this. So keyboard selection is done. I'm going to call the interaction UI done for now. Or I guess, no, that's not entirely right, because there is actually one bug, which is that if I press space and then 5, I can't select what I'm currently standing on. So if I stand on the item, I can't pick it up by like pulling up the menu. Is that a thing that I can take care of in here? Or am I going to need to rewrite something? Because I might. Oh no, don't worry about it distracting me. If I feel like I need to focus, I will just ignore chat. Which I'm going to do for just a second. It's this. Get player direction. Direction none. Ooh. Okay, I don't have a none direction, but that's okay. I could do something about that. I'm going to do add support for current tile by checking specifically num5. Okay. What is that worksheet you were using for tracking? So the worksheet is called Obsidian. Obsidian is a markdown processor, so you can actually see if I go to source mode. So this is what the file looks like under the hood. That's what all of these look like under the hood. So like, for example, if I do this one, you can see that's what that looks like. And it just renders the things as actual like files you can look at that look cool. It's free. I would recommend it. There is a paid version, but all that adds is like online functionality. But if you don't need that, this works fine. So for example, you can add another checkbox here. It does it automatically for you, but it's just a dash space, open brackets, and then a space. And you can say my to-do list. And the actual reading mode. You can just check it off. It also has a bunch of add-ons people tell me about a lot. Ooh. Oh, cool. It also has this, apparently, which is not something that I use. But that's cool. Is my player legit just a node, not a body? Yeah, it's not a body because I'm not using physics. So there's not really a reason to use a character body unless you're using physics. So it's just a node. Everything in this is just a node. Like, I think in the actual game, everything basically is just a node. Yeah. Everything's a node with a sprite. Nothing more, nothing less. Something in here is just called Node 2D, and I don't know what it is. Is it... The walls are not Node 2D, right? I don't know. Okay. How do I make mock-up sprites? I don't. What I do is I go over to this website, kenny.nl, and I go to assets, and I look for shit, because all of this is CC0. You can use it in commercial, non-commercial. You can use it in prototypes, replace it later. That's what I do. Because my art is not good. So I'm not making mock-up sprites because I don't want to look at shitty-looking art. Because if your game looks shitty for 30 hours straight, you're going to feel bad. Okay, what else is there to do? There's quite a few things to do, but I will be honest, I don't really feel like doing any of these today. And we have a meeting for the server project in 40 minutes. I might actually end the stream just a little bit early, I won't lie. Which sucks because people just kind of showed up. Anyways, for anyone who doesn't know, we're doing a server project. There's an info channel if you're interested in it. Anyone can kind of take part if they want, if you feel like you just want to use it as a learning resource. We're currently not coding anything yet. We just started this like a week and a half ago. So if you want to join the Discord server, and whenever you join, there will be a channel and roles. If you want to participate in the server community game, you can. We've got some really cool artists working on it, making cool shit with some really cool character designs. So just gonna plug that. But I am going to end the stream a little bit early because I am so fucking tired, and I need to pick up something before stores close, and we have a meeting in a little bit. Oh, hey PaleoX. I feel really bad that I'm ending stream as you get here, but let's see if I can figure out this redirect thing. So we're gonna go here. Customization. Are you still working on? Is Foxen still working on his platformer? No, he literally just ended it. Is Quellis still streaming? Quellis is still streaming. I'm sending you guys over to Quellis. And I don't know how to do that. So, is it just in stream? I don't know. Do I have viewers on Twitch that I can send? I do. I'm gonna send you to Quellis. I don't think I've hosted him yet. But yeah, sorry to call it a little bit early. Normally I stream for 3 hours, but I'm running on very low energy today. So I'll make up for it on Thursday by streaming for longer. Potentially. Is it Quellis Dev? It is Quellis Dev. Okay. Yep, there we go. I guess before I'll do that, so I'll go ahead and do a commit of commit add dot git commit end of day 4. We're on day 4. We have, what is it? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22-ish days more to make progress on this. See how it goes. I'm really excited to see how far this gets by the end of October. But I will catch you guys later. I think it's this button, or I don't know. We'll find out.